I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
This is our lecture 9. In lecture 9, we will learn about other scheduling algorithms like CPU scheduling, round robin scheduling, shortest job first scheduling, and priority scheduling. These are different scheduling algorithms. Earlier, we have already learned about FCFS scheduling and SJF scheduling, both for preemptive and non-preemptive. Round robin scheduling. What is round robin scheduling? First, let me explain, and then we will start the numerical problem. Round robin is a CPU scheduling algorithm where each process is assigned a fixed time slot in a cyclic manner. It is preemptive as processes are assigned CPU only for a fixed slice of time at most. What does it mean? That round robin algorithm is a CPU scheduling algorithm where the process, each and every process present is given a time slot, and all the process are executed in that manner. For example, if 2 millisecond time slot is given for each process, and the processes have come in like P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, then in cyclic manner, first P1 will execute it for 2 milliseconds, then P2 will execute for 2 milliseconds, like that. CPU is assigned to the process on the basis of FCFS for a fixed amount of time. First of all, FCFS scheduling is considered because the processes, the order in which the processes are coming, they are allocated the CPU time, but only for a fixed time slot. As soon as their time slice or time slot expires, the process is stopped, its current state is saved, and the CPU jumps to next process, which is chosen as per FCFS scheduling. Again, that process is swapped out. Again, next process is swapped in. By similar manner, this scheduling continues unless and until process stops execution or completes its execution successfully. The CPU is assigned the process on the basis of FCFS for a fixed amount of time. This fixed amount of time is called as time quantum or time slice. After the time quantum expires, the running process is preempted and sent to the ready queue. It is always preemptive in nature. Keep this in mind that round robin scheduling is always preemptive in nature. That means any process is not executed at the same time. The process is switched. Each and every process that is processed and that follows this round robin scheduling criteria, they are swapped out from the swapped out, and again they are swapped in as soon as the time slice of earlier process expired. So it is written, after the time quantum expires, the running process is preempted and sent to the ready queue. Round robin scheduling is designed specially for time sharing system. Why time sharing system? Because each process is allocated a time slot which is divided among all the processes. So they are sharing the time slice. Round robin scheduling is similar to FCFS but adds preemption concept. The difference between round robin scheduling and FCFS scheduling is that both are similar, but in round robin scheduling, the concept of preemption is present, which was earlier not present in FCFS scheduling. Okay. A small unit of time called time quantum is defined. Time quantum is the time slice which is allocated to each and every process. That is the time slice. Each process gets a small unit of CPU time, usually 10 to 100 milliseconds. See, what is the time slice? Time slice is always between 10 to 100 milliseconds. After this time has elapsed, after this time has elapsed, the process is preempted and added to the end of ready queue. Why it is added to the end of ready queue? So that it again gets the CPU time and completes its execution again. So it is added at the end of ready queue. Look carefully. All of you, please look carefully. Round robin scheduling, burst time given. I will give you a minute or two to watch this and then I will ask questions. All of you, please go through what is being written. If there is a confusion, then you can ask. The algorithm will work in FCFS manner with preemption as a feature attached. Is the concept clear or I need to explain something? Any one of you, they have understood? No, I will not simply, I will explain the chart, but I want from you on what you have seen, what you have understood, what you have not understood. It will simply not work, they just explain. I want you to explain, first of all the students, not you, what you have understood from the scheduling algorithm and then what you have not understood. Who are the participants? Demallo Shorkar. I have not seen you in my earlier classes. Have you followed what I have taught earlier? Demallo Shorkar. Devmallo Sarkar, either you respond in class or I will remove you from the class. Devmallo Sarkar, not getting any answer from your side. Should I remove you, Devmallo? Since I am asking you to unmute yourself, but you are not unmuting yourself.
Ma'am, he has sent some message in the chat box.
Chat box he has written. Net problem. Okay, so I am removing you. Once you solve your net problem, then enter in my class. Ankita Roy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. When I was explaining the algorithm, what have you understood? Just explain that algorithm, which I have explained few minutes ago. What you have understood?
Ma'am, I'm not understood.
Couldn't understand what you are saying. Please say clearly what you have understood. Ankita Roy, you are also facing net problem?
No, ma'am.
I have explained something. You must have listened or written somewhere. Come on. Start explaining. Not getting any answer. Ankita Roy, should I remove you from the class or you will say something? Not getting any response from your side. You have unmuted yourself. Try to explain. No answer. Okay. So once you study, come back in my class. Even if you have not understood, you need to say this, that madam, I have not understood, please explain. But up to some point, you must have understood, isn't it? No answer. Okay, so once you study it at home, then come back to my class. Aranya, roll number 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what you have understood, I have explained something regarding round robin scheduling from the last few minutes. What you have understood?
Ma'am, I am not understood. Please explain again.
Nothing? You have not understood anything? Okay, fine.
No, ma'am.
So explain FCFS algorithm. That I have explained in the last class. I think on Friday. You must have understood FCFS algorithm. Explain that algorithm. Aruna, unmute yourself and speak.
Ma'am,
Not getting any answer from your side. Please explain.
yes, ma'am.
Fast, explain fast. It is not a big deal. For FCFS algorithm, it is one of the easiest scheduling algorithm.
Ma'am,
Okay, so I am removing you. Should I remove you? Because I don't think you have studied at home FCFS algorithm. You have not studied, you didn't bother to come in touch with me via mail, via WhatsApp, via phone that madam, I have studied up to this. I am not able to understand this. Please explain. No response from your side. The people simply come to the class, attend, listen stories, and then go back. Nothing else. What should I do, Aranya? Remove yourself or you will explain something? Okay, so I am removing you. Next is Orghodash. Who is
Yes, ma'am.
Orghodash? Yes. Unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, ma'am.
What you have understood?
No, ma'am.
FCFS algorithm? What happened? Why are you silent? Orghodash, I need an answer from you. Have you understood FCFS algorithm?
No, ma'am.
How many times you have tried to study it? Tell honestly. You have tried to study at home or not?
No, ma'am.
Please leave. Once you have studied, only then come prepared. Indranil Shah. Will you explain
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.
what
Wha-
I have explained round robin scheduling? What I have explained.
ma'am, I was late. I just joined 10 minutes ago. I mean, 5 minutes ago. I was late.
So explain FCFS algorithm that was completed on Friday. Explain that algorithm.
Yeah, ma'am. First come, first serve is an operating system scheduling algorithm that automatically executes process in order of their arrival.
Then what happened? Which example I have taken in the last class?
Which
How many
example you have taken?
How many processes were there? The example which I have taken, how many processes were there at that example?
Maybe two.
Two.
I mean, there are two steps
Why
for
you
the process
didn't
execution.
attended the class? You didn't
Ma'am,
attend.
maybe Friday I haven't. No, I haven't attended the class. Maybe Friday, yeah. I
Better
haven't
leave the
attended.
classroom. You better leave the classroom. When you're not sure that you are attended the class on Friday or not, you are not sure that if a teacher has studied or told to study something, you can ask me. We have a group in WhatsApp also. You have never written there, madam, I missed the class. What are the things that I need to prepare? Even I share FB links also. Then also you have
Yeah,
not,
ma'am.
even you.
Ma'am, I have gone. Ma'am, I have gone to your YouTube channel. There are you shared the videos over there. I know that I was just having a look on the YouTube channel. I will definitely
Okay,
study that.
so have a look for 1 or 2 more days, then come back to my class. Okay, have a look. Because I don't think Friday from Saturday, Sunday was enough to understand a half an hour lecture, or not even half an hour, it is 15 to 20 minutes, I suppose. FCFS algorithm, it could hardly take 5 to 10 minutes to understand. If you have seen, gone through the channel, you have not understood, then you should have contacted me. Yeah, I didn't receive any WhatsApp or phone or SMS or mail from your side. Why is it so? I am simply watching that all of you are coming to the class, you are logging in, you are just listening, go back to home and simply you move out of my class and that's it. It is better you leave the class. Indranil Shah. Once you have understood what is FCFS algorithm, since when I will explain round robin scheduling, you will not be able to understand because it is based on FCFS scheduling. From next day onwards, what I will do, I will give you the lectures a day before. And all of you will see that video lecture. You will study yourself and this will be a more of doubt clearing session. Indranil Shah, I am removing you from the class. I'm very sorry to do that. But you have not left. And you have not even tried to study.
Mom, I need some time. I'll study that. I need some time.
So after some time, then come back. Maithili Datta Gupta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, speak up. What is FCFS scheduling?
FCFS মানে ফার্স্ট কাম ফার্স্ট সার্ভ হবে, মানে যার টাইম মানে যে ফার্স্টে আসবে তার কাজটা সবার ফার্স্টে হবে, দেন সেটা পুরোপুরি ভাবে কাজটা হয়ে গেলে দেন সেকেন্ড যেটা থাকবে সেটা হবে। ম্যাম আমি কি কোনো এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে বোঝাবো?
না, তুমি বলো যে লাস্ট ক্লাসে আমি কি এক্সাম্পলটা নিয়েছিলাম।
ম্যাম এক্সাক্ট এক্সাম্পলটা তো মনে নেই।
এক্সাক্ট এক্সাম্পল আই এম নট সেইং, মানে কতগুলো প্রসেস ছিল, আই ওয়ান্ট টু মিন দ্যাট, নট এক্সাক্ট এক্সাম্পল। একটা আমি বুঝিয়েছিলাম তো, যাতে একটাই বুঝিয়েছি, এফসিএফএস ও বুঝিয়েছিলাম, এসজেএফ ও বুঝিয়েছিলাম, কোনটা যে কোনো একটা এসজেএফ যদি মানে কটা
প্রসেস মানে এক্সাক্ট কি বলতে হবে মানে বুঝতে পারছি না।
প্রসেস মানে প্রসেস কি থাকে বলো, এফসিএফএস অ্যালগরিদমে কি থাকে বলো?
প্রসেস মানে P1 P2 P3 এরকম ভাবে যে কটা থাকবে, মানে আমি P4 অবধি আমার ঠিক মনে নেই এক্সাক্ট কটা ছিল, আমি P4 বা P5 অবধি ধরে বলবো এরকম।
আচ্ছা বলো,
মানে কিছু
হ্যাঁ বল ফাইন।
হ্যাঁ আমি তাহলে এখান থেকে এটা একটু দেখে নিয়ে বলছি যে এটা দিয়ে আমি FCFS টা বলছি। মানে
তুমি একটা আমাকে অত এক্সাম্পলও দিতে হবে না, তুমি আরবিট্রারিলি একটা মোটামুটি কনসেপ্টটা আমায় বুঝিয়ে দাও তাহলেই হবে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, মানে ন্যাট চার্ট দিয়ে আমি সেটা বলছি। হ্যাঁ মানে P1 এর একটা টাইম দেয়া থাকবে, তার কতটা টাইম সে কাজ, মানে কতটা টাইম না, অ্যাকচুয়ালি একটা বাস টাইম দেয়া থাকবে যে এই টাইমটু কাজ করছে, দেন P2 এর একটা টাইম দেয়া থাকবে P3 এর। এবার মানে P1 যেহেতু ফার্স্ট এসছে, ফার্স্ট রয়েছে, তাই সিপিইউ ফার্স্টে P1 এর কাজটা করবে। মানে এখানে যেমন ন্যাট চার্টে দেয়া আছে যে 0 থেকে 20, ওখানে আগে 0 থেকে 20 মানে এখানে টাইম কোয়ান্টাম দেয়া আছে বলে 0 থেকে 20 এরকম ধরেছে। বাট যখন আমরা এফসিএফএস এ করব তখন যেটা ফার্স্ট আসবে তার পুরো যে টাইম মানে বাস টাইমটা দেয়া থাকবে, সেই বাস টাইমটা ফার্স্টে পুরোটা কাজ করবে। যদি 30 থাকে দেন 30, 25 থাকলে যে পরিমাণটা দেয়া থাকবে সেটা পুরো কাজ করবে। একবার P1 এর কাজটা হয়ে যাওয়ার পর P2 যেটা থাকবে সেটা টাইমটা দিয়ে সেটা কাজ করবে। P2 টা আবার শুরু হবে যদি 30 অবধি P1 শেষ হয়, দেন 31 থেকে P2 এর টাইমটা যেটা বাস টাইমটা দেয়া থাকবে সেটা কাজ করবে, মানে এক টাইমটা। ম্যাম আমি কি বোঝাতে পারছি?
হ্যাঁ বুঝেছি, ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ মানে এইভাবে কাজটা হবে।
গুড, ওকে ঠিক আছে, মিউট করে নাও নিজেকে। Okay, so if I will request every one of you to study, I can unmute any one of you and can ask question. Since we have proceeded to lecture 9, the video lectures are available, I am available, you can get in touch with me via WhatsApp, via mail, via phone, via SMS. Then what is the problem? All of you are staying at home, I suppose. No one of you is moving out here and there, so you need to study. There is no other one. At least you can study for 2-3 hours. That will be enough. See, round robin scheduling algorithm, watch carefully the NAT chart which is being shown. different processes are swapped in and swapped out as per the time slice, which is decided a priori. That means which is decided beforehand. Look, process P1 executed for 20 milliseconds. Then P2 came. After P2 came, then P1 get executed for 20 milliseconds. Then after that P2 arrived. So P2, the burst, suppose there are 4 processes, P1, P2, P3, P4, and burst time is also given. They are arranged as per first come, first serve. P1 gets executed for 20 milliseconds. 20 is the time slice that a process will get at a stretch. So after 20 seconds, process P1 is swapped out and P2 is swapped in. Process P2 gets executed for 17 milliseconds only because the burst time is 70. So process P2 completes its execution since it is a smaller process. Then process P3 came. Again it executed for 20 milliseconds. Process P3 is swapped out after 20 milliseconds. Process P4 is then given the CPU time. Process P4 also executes for 20 milliseconds. After 20 milliseconds, P4 is swapped out. Then again the scheduling starts from P1. P1 it has already executed 20 milliseconds. So again it will execute for another 20 milliseconds. Process P1. Process P1 requires 53 milliseconds. So it will execute in 3 time slots, 20 milliseconds, another 20 milliseconds, and then 13 milliseconds. Similarly, after process P1, since process P2 is complete, process P3 is executed, and then process P4 is executed. P4 gets executed since only 4 milliseconds were left. Already 20 milliseconds was complete. Then again, the process of execution was P1, P3, again P3. Why P3? P3 because all the processes were complete. Only P3 was remaining. So P3 and P3, it was broken into 20 time slice and they were executed. This is round robin scheduling. If there are n processes in the ready queue, and this is a mathematical statement. When I go through this video link, study yourself, and if there is a problem, then come to me. I will not explain this. I will ask anyone to explain this. If queue is large, then it is, but is if we come to performance criteria, what is if we performance criteria? Time quantum is Q. Time quantum means time slice. So suppose if the time slice is large, its performance is greater than or equal to FIFO. And if the time quantum is small, then time quantum must be large with respect to context switch. Otherwise, overhead is too high. What is overhead? Time taken to swap in and swap out the process is termed as overhead. Typically, higher average turnaround than shortest job first, but better response. Now, these are some advantages and disadvantages of round robin scheduling. Round robin scheduling is easy to implement as it is not based on characteristics of processes. CPU allocation is done fairly. Why? Because CPU is allocated to each and every process in round robin manner. What is the disadvantage? The performance solely depends on the selection of time quantum. If the time quantum is less, the performance is different. If the time quantum is more, the performance is different. So the performance is based on selection of a time quantum. This we have studied earlier. So this is just a recall that shortest job scheduling, there are two schemes. One is non-preemptive, another is preemptive. What is non-preemptive and preemptive? Non-preemptive, once CPU is given to the process, it cannot be preempted. That means the process will execute, the process will complete, only then it will release the CPU. And preemptive, if a new process arrives with CPU burst length less than remaining time, then it will preempt. It will stop the process, it will swap out the process and swap in the another process. This scheme with, that means shortest job first scheduling scheme with preemption is known as shortest remaining time first, SRTF. This is the example which I think I have already discussed this. Arrival time is also given 0, 2.0, 4.0, 5.0, different arrival times are there, and the burst time is given. And we calculated the average waiting time. This was for preemptive. Earlier was for non-preemptive, P1, P3, P2, P4. And when we come to, see the average waiting time is 4 milliseconds. Now we come to preemptive, the average waiting time comes to 3 milliseconds. Preemptive, the processes is preemptive and the time slot chosen is 2 milliseconds. So after 2 milliseconds, P1 is swapped out, P2 is executed, P2 gets swapped out after 2 milliseconds, P3 is executed, but P3 is executed for 1 millisecond. Why? Because then P4 came, but P4 is not given. If we compare all the processes, process P2 is executed. P2 is given the time slot because the burst time is required is 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds has already completed. Total burst time required by P2 was 4, but since earlier process P2 completed 2 milliseconds, so only 2 milliseconds was left, which was considered as the shortest job as compared to P1, P2, P3, P4. Then again, P1 is executed. We find out that the average waiting time is 3. In shortest job first scheduling, preemptive type, the average waiting time is 3 milliseconds. It is good as compared to software shortest job first scheduling, non-preemptive. These are advantages. Minimum average waiting time for a given set of process is optimal. Decreases waiting time for short processes. So short processes are executed and they are removed once they are terminated. Increases waiting time for long processes. Long process, wait for a little. Although it may seem to be a disadvantage, but if you look carefully, it is not that the process is simply submitted in the job queue, ready queue, and it is waiting there. It is not that. It is also getting the CPU time, but maybe swap in and swap out is being done. An average waiting time is decreased. SJF algorithm is used frequently in long-term CPU scheduling. SJF algorithm is, its usage is frequent. Disadvantage, difficulty in knowing the length of next CPU request or CPU burst. SJF algorithm cannot be used for short-term CPU scheduling. The short-term CPU scheduling SJF algorithm is not suited. Now, priority scheduling. Priority scheduling is a type of scheduling where a priority is allocated to each process. So whenever a process comes to ready queue, its burst time is given and priority is given. Look at the diagram, burst time, priority. Process P2, burst time is 1, priority is also 1. And process, these are the priority given. Okay. So these are different. If we consider the average waiting time, process P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. This was the waiting times calculation. Process P2, it waited for 0 milliseconds since its priority was 1. So it waited for 0 millisecond. If we look for process P5, whose priority is 2, it waited for 1 millisecond. Why it waited for 1 millisecond? Because process P2 was executing for 1 millisecond. So process P5 has to wait for 1 millisecond. After that, process P, which process will come? 1 and 2, process P1. If we look at process P1, its waiting time is 6 milliseconds. Because it has waited for 6 milliseconds, 1 millisecond P2 was executing, 5 milliseconds P5 was executing. I will explain this much only. Rest all of you do yourself. This is starvation, which is a problem, and solution. Aging is the solution. These are different advantages and disadvantages